All right, today we're going to talk about one of the basic subconscious mental triggers, what we call attraction cheat codes. And this one's gone back millennia. You see, one of the things that people innately believe in is they believe in justice and fairness. Even in politics, it's the same thing. So you have people on the left who believe that everything should be fair and everybody should make the same amount of money and everybody should have equality. And on the people on the right, they believe that everybody should be given, everything should be fair, everybody should have the same opportunity and be given the same opportunity to make money, whatever it is. I mean, you're going to pick from either side, right? Well, in all of us, we believe in this innate sense of justice. And so one of the things that you find out is that in sales, people are going to be very, very hesitant to take an action unless all the lights are green, unless they're ready to go. And that's one of the reasons why you see a lot of objections, is because at some point in time, some of the lights are not green. They're yellow or they're red or what have you. And so they don't feel the need to necessarily do anything or buy from you unless there's some compelling reason to do so. But what if there was? What if there was some compelling reason? The sense of justice inside of them felt like the only way for them to square up their own sense of morality and self-view was to buy from you. Well, it is possible. You see, the attraction cheat code we're going to talk about today is one that I call reciprocity. And basically what it means is that people always feel a need to even the score, right? It could go negative, positive or negative. You know, when I was a kid, if somebody punched me in the schoolyard, they were going to get probably 2 back, right? And we're going to square this up. You know, if I have a situation where I'm playing basketball against somebody and we lose the game, I want to play the next game because I want to win that game. But at the same time, if somebody does something really nice for me, then I want to square it up. I remember one time I was flying back and my brother's a pilot, so I was taking one of those free standby flights. And I couldn't get back to San Diego. I was flying from Miami through Dallas to San Diego. And I got to Dallas fine, but then I kept getting bumped farther down the list on the flights to San Diego. And I got to a point where it's Sunday afternoon, I got to work the next day, and I realized I might not be making it back. So I end up be perfectly straight, I end up talking the gate agent onto a plane to Orange County. And this was before cell phones were really prevalent. And so now I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to Santa Ana. How do I get to San Diego? So I'm immediately going through my address book and I'm calling people, but it's Sunday afternoon. Nobody's home in San Diego. Everybody's out. So finally I end up calling one house, and it was one of my friends, and his roommate answered. I'm thinking, great. And so I was saying, oh man, it's too bad. And he's like, why? And so I told him the story. Look, I'm flying into San Diego or Orange County. I'm getting in at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and man, I was just hoping to get a ride. And this guy who I'd maybe met once, maybe twice. He says, all right, I'll pick you up. I'm like, no way, this is great. And I'm like getting ready to board the plane, fly back. Turns out he picks me up in like an F2 or 350. It was one of those gas-guzzling trucks. And I immediately realized, dude, this guy went way out of his way for somebody that he's probably met once or twice when he didn't really have to do that. And I'm like, this guy is a guy that I want to invest in. And so I was in his groomsmen party or whatever you call it, and he became one of my best friends and just a really, really great guy. But it was all based on this concept of reciprocity. Now, what does that have to do with sales? Well, in sales, what you want to do is you want to be a first mover and to do something tangible for somebody that makes a difference in them that they want to pay you back for. So, for example, when I worked for the university, mine was a little bit more subtle, but I basically I was able to demonstrate to them that I was able to do things at the school that nobody they'd ever worked with would be able to do. I'd be able to fast track recommendations or paperwork for them and, just demonstrated my expertise in what I did. And so one of the things that I would do is I would say, listen, having done this and setting things up and doing things that they can't get with anybody else, if you're going to work with me, I need to have if you're going to do it, I need to get all the paperwork in for admission in by this time. Otherwise, I'm just going to hand it off to the girl next to me, which I used to do. And so what was funny, ironically, is sometimes they would miss the deadline and I would hand it off to her and the girl would call back and they would never call her back. They would immediately call me back and say, I'm mad, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry it was late. I know, I should have had it earlier. What can I do to make it up to you? I really want to work with you. And at that point, they're just putty in my hand. Putty in my hand. Because I basically created a value for them that they can't get otherwise. And they know it's a rarity. It's like buying Amazon stock when they first started. Like, of course you're going to buy it. If you knew what they were going to be today, of course you'd buy it. But it's the ability for them to repay you back for doing something that they didn't expect that you would do for them. So think about it. What are some things that you can do proactively to add value to people that they immediately want to set things straight and to create justice in the relationship and equilibrium? And to do that by buying from you. So let me know. Send me an email. Leave me a comment. And email address matt@salescheatcode.com. And I'll talk to you later. To get more information on the Sales Cheat Code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website that gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.